We should observe the ancient ritual of traditional pre-fight donuts.
Yeah! Fear does not exist in this dojo, does it?
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Shut up!
Break, not hit back.
Silly Caucasian girl likes to play with samurai swords.
You will all refer to me by the name Betty.
I know Kung Fu.
Thank you, Chuck Norris.
I said I don't want trouble.
Only a ninja can destroy a ninja.
Defeat does not exist in this dojo, does it? No,
Now, who wants to go home? And who wants to go with me?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to KickFlix. KickFlix. My name is Mike Mercadal. Mike Cocotazo Mercadal. With me, as always, is
Nery No Shadow Signs.
Thank you for joining us today. We're KickFlix, where we watch our favorite and our most beloved. We love them, or we love to hate them, or we're just checking them out to see if the new KickFlix can hold up to the old KickFlix. That's what we call these any movie with martial arts or action that we love, that aspire to a certain kind of fight action. We all have our own qualifications, but today we are talking about one of my favorites, the 1993 classic, the Donnie Yen Yu Rongguang classic, Iron Monkey, which is. It holds a special place in my heart. It was awesome. First time I saw it, I was blown away by it. And now we're getting to talk about it now on KickFlix. Nery, had you seen this movie before I
had not. I had not seen this movie before. I had not seen it at all. In fact, I remember seeing the cover for years. I would see the cover, and I didn't like the cover because I thought the cover looked stupid. The cover, by the way, is just them it's just like showing the Iron Monkey character, and I was like, oh, this looks stupid, and I just moved on, and I just like literally judged a book by its cover. Like that's there's no other metaphor.
Literal sense.
There's no other metaphor I could give. There's no other metaphor I could give where I literally just judged the whole thing by its cover. But yeah,
that's so funny.
So
yeah, this movie is great. It came out originally in 1993. This
on my birthday, September 3rd, 1993. On my birthday.
Oh, revealing birthday. You were born in 1993. Such a young man.
That is right.
Let's start. The log line for this movie is a martial artist / doctor steals from the corrupt authorities as a masked thief to give to the poor, while other martial arts / doctor is forced to hunt him down. But a major threat unites them as a powerful and traitorous Shaolin monk takes over the authorities. It's basically there's a legend of, it's like a Robin Hood legend. Every culture has like a Robin Hood. Every culture acknowledges that rich people suck. Everyone's like, these fucking rich people, man.
It's so true. It really is true that not only every culture, like it doesn't go the other way. It doesn't. They don't make movies about rich people. They don't have stories or books or legends about rich people who are like, oh my god, these poor people, like how bad they are. Look at these poor people. Like they don't do that. They don't. Like, it's so weird. Like if you're in a situation where you're the villain in every movie.
Yeah. Not just in every movie, but like art imitates life, baby. That's the real world. Yeah. We have we try to make sure that the parents know what we got going into the movie, what they got to expect. So we always kind of go over the parents' guide according to IMDb. And this movie is rated PG-13. It is PG for martial arts, action, and violence. What do we say? Sex, and nudity. What do we got?
There was one time where you kind of saw a bra, maybe.
You kind of saw a bra,
maybe ish. Like I don't know if that's a bra or if that's a corset. Like I don't know. So
I'm not
I would
sure
say none
the
to
Chinese
mild.
customs.
I would say none to mild.
Correct with mild. There's a man shown in a bath. There's a guy who he has a harem of women, and it's alluded to that he is having sex with all of them.
Well, wait. Those are his wives. Have some respect.
Sorry, yes.
9 wives. Those are his 9 wives. Have some respect.
Yeah, they're pretty brutal about it. They talk about like a brothel opening up for refugee girls. It's like it's pretty crazy. Like this, it's easy to overlook because we're reading in the subtitles and it's all this fast-paced like like kung fu movie stuff that it's like, oh, they're saying horrible things. They're saying just nightmarish things. Then there's the guy, the main.
In all fairness, they just said brothel. They didn't say slaves or like human trafficking. They just said we're gonna get poor women who will do anything for money. That's not. I mean, that's just.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like that's what these people. But yeah, no. And then it's basically someone is, the oversexed, and then there's a lot of like desperation for money, which leads into a lot of like prostitution that is not, I guess, like coerced, which is a big problem. And then there's like the when they harass the Miss Orchid in the doctor's office or whatever, the hospital. Violence and gore. Where are we at? What do you think?
Oh, that's severe, right?
It says moderate. A girl gets a metal sphere jammed in her eye. That was in the movie at some point.
Yeah, 2 of them.
And the original Hong Kong version is a little more graphic and would likely pass for an R rating. For example, one fight scene has a decapitation that is clearly seen. We missed out on a decapitation. It's bullshit, man.
It's so weird how you're like, they mentioned brothels. Yuck.
Yeah.
Oh, decapitation. I want to see that. It's like, what? Okay.
It's because I was raised in America in the 80s and 90s, and violence is totally fine, but don't talk about a vagina in any way. Don't talk about sex.
That's as much as I joke around, that is my parenting style. I'm like, violence you guys get. Violence my kids can see. But sexual nature, things of sexual nature. Are they talking about dating? Nope. We're turning this off. It's like, what?
Really? That's so funny. Profanity. We're at. Did you say what you thought it was?
No, profanity is none, right? There's no profanity.
Yeah, it's mild. Like if you can read the subtitles, you're old enough to hear the words bastard or bitch or whatever. But yeah, no, there's no F words. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking.
There's smoking. I remember that.
Yes,
I remember smoking.
But it doesn't. No one reported it here on this thing.
Yeah, and there's like usage of sleeping powder.
Yes, the roofie powder. That gets in there. Frightening and intense scenes. It's pretty. Oh, did you freeze? Oh, I think so. Frightening, intense scenes. We have moderate. We'll wait till he comes back. The violence gets pretty intense as far as frightening. Nothing really. So there is a lot of like general ass kickery. There is more blood in this than I remember. There's like swords and things that get trashed. But yeah. So we're gonna get into the movie. Hopefully, Nery pops back in. We'll see what happens here. But it's just me now. Hey, everybody. So starting off, it's Yen Wu Ping, directed by Yen Wu Ping. Classic. He goes on to do The Matrix and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Just incredible. The like quintessential signature kung fu wire work is present, and this movie is 100% a KickFlix movie. It starts off with literally it's Chinese ninjas. It's ninjas, but they're Chinese, and it's straight up just an assault on a rich person's house where he's kicking ass and Robin Hooding it up. And it starts off. There's so much great, like just that first introduction fight scene where there's at a certain point, it's just like, just start off in the middle of the action. Classic storytelling things that should be happening. You always start in the middle of the action. Oh, I lost you. Are you there? Yeah. Okay. Are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah. All right. I already talked about Yen Wu Ping. I talked about the wire work. We start off. He raids it introduces everyone. Like, the thing about these movies, they waste no time. They get right into it, and they're already showing how he's legendary. He's already a hero. This ain't no origin story. He's already starting off with his powers. He's iron monkeying it up, and they introduce the official as already, we don't like this guy. And then
let me go. Can I go through my notes? Let me go through my notes real quick.
You dropped out, so I started.
You're breezing through them. First of all, the opening credits says Miramax, and I was like, oh, this doesn't age well. Immediately, the first thing I thought of, I was like, oh boy, this is a 1993 movie for real. So we find out through what I'm calling closed caption exposition that the Chinese countryside was ravaged by warlords and terrible flooding. Peasants flocked to the cities in search of food and protection offered by Shaolin monks, masters of martial arts and creators of kung fu. Instead, they found greedy merchants and corrupt officials eager to prey on them. But in the town of Chikang, a hero rose to defend them. It's the Iron Monkey. Some officials off the Shaolin monks. Some officials offer the Shaolin monks some food, and the monk interrupts them and says, "If you care less about food and more about security, you wouldn't need us." And I was like, man, clearly job security is not a part of the monks' MO, because they don't give a fuck about job security. They're like, you know, if you know what you could do, they're offering you food, and they insist on them tasting the dim sum, and the monks kick the food and the plates the fuck up out of here. They're like, get out of here. We don't want this food here. The corrupt governor is under the covers with multiple women when the Iron Monkey shows up and whips on everybody from the regular guards to the Shaolin monks, using a perfect combination of kung fu and Looney Tunes tactics, all while preaching on the soapbox of morals. Then it leaves through the roof after nearly being caught by a fishnet.
There's so much to unpack there. Like, that's like 10 minutes of fighting, it feels like.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But it's all like, this is all, the moment I saw this, I was like, oh, okay. This is why Mike picked this movie.
It is my favorite things. All of it is there. This movie has everything I love. It's got the fancy wire work kung fu. It's got the Spider-Man style trash talking while fighting. It has people calling out their moves and giving them crazy names when they do it. Like, I love this. This is my ultimate, I won't say KickFlix movie. It is my ultimate kung fu movie.
So
and it is that.
When I was a guest on the podcast Cinephobe has this thing where they call it TGT, which is tough guy talk. Right, that's whenever, and they call it out whenever they see it in any movie, like, oh, tough guy talking, and blah blah.
Yeah.
And when I was a guest on Cinephobe, I coined the phrase LBTGT, which is Larry Bird tough guy talk, because Larry Bird Larry Bird was notorious for being able to tell the defender while he was playing, this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my left, dribble to my right, blah, 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 and then you're not going to stop me. Like, he was telling the defender exactly, and then he would do exactly that, and fucking they wouldn't be able to do it. And this is a prime example of Larry Bird tough guy talk, where he was like, shadow kick, crane, whatever the fuck, and then blah, blah, blah. And it's like all these stuff there. And I was like, oh, dude. So, I saw this, that the Looney Tunes shit is just, so I'm not against the wire work, right? Because there's wire work in so many movies now. Like, I think they're pioneers. These kind of films, these kung fu films are pioneers in wire work. But it's just it's the fast forwarding of the wire. Like, it's fast forwarding.
Yeah,
you see that they speed up the action through film manipulation. And there's a part of me that I hated that so much, and there was a part of me that felt like, as I was watching it, I'm like, they're speeding up the film. This is so fucking cheesy. And then I thought, oh my god, I'm the German in the Three Amigos, where he was like, where he's like, Rusty was my hero until I found out about camera tricks. And he's like, what?
Camera tricks.
I don't do any camera tricks. And he was like, yeah, nobody's that fast.
That guy. You're that guy, that just the skeptic. I'm just
like, nobody's that fast. Nobody's that fast. And
so here's how I interpret these types of movies. Every single one of these movies is a legendary, like, folklore tale, right? So it's basically the mythology, right? So these people are essentially superheroes. So they have superhero powers. To show it would involve special effects that you can't really do, right? Like the Flash, surprise, I'm sorry to ruin it for you. The Flash cannot move faster than the speed of light or move through time. Sure. That sort of thing. So these guys, through the Chinese interpretation, this is how they're showing superpowers. This is how they're showing. They harness the kung fu it's to such an elite level that they can run on trees and all that stuff. So I watch these movies like I would watch, the Marvel movies or Superman or whatever, because that's how they're choosing to show it in that style.
I completely understand. However, when I watch superhero movies and the effects don't hold up, I also call that out.
Right. I'm not saying
but I'm also trying to defend my, like, it's not like I'm like, it's not like I'm like a regionalist. It's not like, well, in American films are perfect. I'm not doing that either. Like I also make fun of American films that is like, that's Captain America is that on a motorcycle? What the fuck is happening? Like you know what I mean? Like I've done that,
So like
so I'm an asshole across the board. Is what I'm trying to say.
Hey, at least you know yourself. At least I
have high levels of expectations when it comes to my cinema effects.
And to be fair, this is also like when you watch Japanese movies or Japanese like things, and the samurai is standing perfectly still and he only moves super quick and the guy's head falls off. Like that's the same exaggeration, or like the same exaggeration.
I don't have a problem with the exaggeration. That's what I want to make sure you understand. I don't have a problem with the exaggeration. It's how they what's the word I'm looking for? It's when you it's not the
execute.
Thank you. It's the way they execute it is that I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with running on houses and breaking bricks and with your punches and grabbing tree trunks and breaking tables. I don't have a problem with that. It's the execution of the fast forwarding of the wire work that throws that. Just I think it looks bad.
They're trying to show.
Bad. I'm just like,
it looks bad because that's not our thing. And you're right. It's super specific to this kind
Some
of thing.
things are really cool. Some things, again, you kick a picnic table and the whole picnic table blows up. I'm down. I'm like, I'm in. This is cool. But it's when they speed up the action and you go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, Americans do the same thing when it comes to our version of trick shot for action movies is we do a cutaway. We do quick cuts.
Yes.
We do, you know what I mean? So you look at a Bourne movie, go watch a Bourne movie and see how many quick cuts you're gonna be seeing. And then you're like, oh wow, this is happening so fast. In reality, it's not happening fast. It's just that they're cutting the fucking film, right? So I get it. I just one execution looks better than the other to me. But I digress. He kicks ass. The Looney Tunes thing, by the way, is kind of absurd. Like the whole, like, I'm gonna kick you 15 times in the face, like, and you're just gonna see this with my feet kicking your face 15 times. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, okay.
The one where he does the two sides where he goes kick, and the guy goes and then he goes kick, and then he goes I'm like, yeah, man, I'm in, dude, I'm in. That's the part where I'm like, all right, that's why we in the movies we've done of Stephen Chow, where they're like Kung Fu Hustle and Shaolin Soccer, that it is even more.
We haven't done Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh well, we did, but yeah, Stephen, we did Shaolin Soccer, which is also, but it's cartoonish. This is that version of it. Yeah,
I think the reason. I don't want to get too deep into it.
We'll get into all this stuff as we go through the story.
The governor is relieved that the Iron Monkey is gone and goes to check on his precious jewels. But surprise, Iron Monkey is dressed as one of the common guards and takes the chest. And he leaves a note saying, quote, lower the tariffs, you fucking idiot. Tariffs don't work. They just end up costing the people more money, or something along those lines. I don't know.
Something like that. Universally good economical advice. Yeah.
economical advice that anybody, even in 1993, can see is clear as fucking day.
Yeah,
just whatever.
So
you
stupid.
So you know what makes me laugh is that I wrote this like fucking 3 days ago. So as I'm reading it, I forget that this is the actual this is a punchline. So I'm just reading it as if this is the actual quote.
Yeah.
And as I'm halfway through the sentence before I realize, oh wait, this is a joke. This is good. This is good.
This is a good one. Yeah, you're laughing at your own shit.
So they raised the reward money for the Iron Monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, Chief Fox is having a meeting with some dude to open a brothel. They're thinking of calling it the Bada Bing, Beijing. The dudes, the dudes offer the chief a tribute for his excellency. Chief tells them that he has to wait for the perfect time to bring up to the governor, and so he has to wait. We see that there's a doctor's office. All of this moves really fast because they just show us a doctor. Like we as Westerners are supposed to assume that we know that this is a doctor's office. We have no idea if there's a doctor's office. Assuming it's a doctor's office. In America, we will have things like scrubs and things to kind of tell the audience, "Hey, you're in a hospital now." You know what I mean?
It's all China. It's different.
No, I get it. I'm saying to us, that's why you have to pay attention. You have to keep, you know what I mean?
Yes, that is a thing.
There's a lot of things that they don't. There's a lot of things that they don't spoon feed us because to them they don't have to be spoon fed. They get it. They understand. But to us, I was like, wait, are we in a hospital? Is he like, why is he just? What?
It's just a doctor's office, baby.
Yeah, they're dressed exactly as their patients, which is not something that you see in American cinema. You don't see that. You go, all right. So we see a doctor's office. A patient has a scratchy throat, diarrhea, and is tired, which is clearly COVID. It's clearly COVID.
Clearly COVID.
But nope, the doctor says he's oversexed and his kidney is weak, that he eats too much shark fin and it gets him, quote, too horny. That is not an actual joke. That's an actual in the movie. That's not a line of the movie. That's not a Nery like editorialized joke version of the fucking thing. Like that's a real
Chinese medicine covers all topics, baby. And also, I love how he's like, when he starts to prescribe the medication. Oh, I don't know if you got something, if you're going to get into it, but he goes to the poor guy. He's like, here, you can take it, whatever. To the rich guy's like, hey, man, what do you mean you're not going to you're going to make me pay? And he gets to go. It's like, he's got poor people medicine. What, are you not rich enough? What are you not rich enough for the good medicine? I'll give you the poor people medicine. And the rich guy's like, clearly he's like, no, I have money. And it's like basically, first of all, ACAB, General Fox or Master Fox or whatever his name is, ACAB. There's Chief, so much.
Chief Fox.
Chief. Yeah, ACAB, motherfucker. And then now this movie has everything I love.
Yeah.
It's against.
I love the fact that he says,
I love rich people.
But here's I literally wrote this. I think Mike should have a problem with this because he's in the medical field and this guy's like scratchy throat, diarrhea. Yeah, you're too horny. It's like, what? No blood work, no fucking nothing. Just really, we're just gonna go out and I'm like, Mike, as a medical professional, will not stand for this. And
that's how good of a doctor he is. He touches their wrists. He uses kung fu medicine. And he's like, oh, you got the Michael Douglas throat cancer from having too much oral sex or whatever.
Sex. Which, by the way, we owe him an apology. That really did.
That's totally owe him an apology.
we thought that was bullshit, and then that was actually true. That's actually a true thing. That's how it happened, and we thought it was all bullshit.
I mean, all jokes aside, that's a real thing. That's the male version of HPV gets into your throat, and that's how you get a certain kind of cancer.
He almost died.
He literally almost died. His voice changed. His life changed.
Yeah.
He's an actor, and he can't talk. All right, never mind.
And by the way, did you remember who he got a standing ovation at the Oscars? Remember that year where he made it? So the year that he recovered, right? He was, by the way, stage 4. He was like on the way out. He was on death's doorstep. And then at the Oscars, he comes out to present an award and he gets a standing ovation for 2 minutes. And then he lets the ovation die down and he says, there's got to be an easier way to get a standing ovation in this town. That's the joke that he makes. Classic, right? Salute. But the whole time I'm thinking to myself, this man is getting a standing ovation for eating pussy. This is so fucking great.
That's how good he is at it.
That's how this is the most Michael Douglas moment of all time. Like he's getting a standing ovation at the Oscars for eating pussy, bro. Like this is so amazing. Shout out to Michael Douglas.
Shout out to Michael Douglas. Maybe we'll feature Black Rain on here.
Yeah. So Chief Fox shows up and ask about his patients. Are they all refugees? And I'm thinking to myself, this guy clearly works for ICE. Dr. Yang asked Fox about the Iron Monkey. Chief lies and says that he had him, but he had to let him go because too many of his men were injured. Yang says that this has happened often and that he gives him too many chances, and he hopes he catches him one day. And this is actually pretty cool because if you fast forward throughout the movie, at the end, you're like, all right.
Yeah.
So the little laying a little sprinkle there. The hospital closes for the day, and Dr. Yang and the nurse give each other the look before a gust of wind rushes into the place whose doors are closed.
Wait, hold on, stop. Wind. You got to give me a chance to respond to some of this stuff, because that's at a certain point, as he's walking out, this Chief Fox, some rich dude straight up bribes him in public. Yeah. And he's like, what, are you going to bribe me in public? You're under arrest. I'm going to keep that money, though. And then
yes, facts. He even kept the money. When they were having the meeting about the Bada Bing Beijing. He kept that money. He was like, hey, right now is not a good time. So he gives back the money for the business, but he keeps the for your service type of deal. And he puts that.
Yeah.
And I've always wondered, like, do they have a pocket in the sleeve? Like, because they always just put their money, they always just get shit and put it in their sleeve, and it just disappears. And I'm always like, is there like a pocket in there that
I wonder if they hold it or something, like they hold the sleeve, and the sleeve is like a bag.
That's what I'm trying to like. I always wonder that. Anyways, but that's the way. So Chief Fox is like, how dare you, like, bribe me
openly, blah blah blah.
In public. I like the fact that he said in public, like, do this shit in secret, motherfucker. You're under arrest. And then he puts it
I'm a bad guy. You gotta do it in private. Anyway, that scene. So I'm sorry, the wind blowing scene.
Yeah.
You were saying that is my favorite scene in the whole movie.
That's so fucking funny. We are at opposite ends. That's the scene where I go, oh, what the fuck?
I love it.
I rolled my eyes so hard. I mean, the doors were closed. The gust of wind came from where? Where did the gust of wind come from?
The ceiling is open. The ceiling's open because they have to vent the smoke.
At this point, we wouldn't even know because I haven't said that yet. We haven't seen that yet. We find that out in 30
you're
seconds.
You're not Chinese, Nery, like I am. You don't understand the culture like I do. No, it's so the wind comes in because they board the shop up, and then but the roofs are still technically open.
We don't know this right now. We know this later on when we see them flying out in their black in their Iron Monkey costume, right? I get that. I'm just saying, you know.
But this is my favorite scene, the part where they catch all the papers, because they're doing all of the wire work and all of this like stuff, but it's not for violence. It's for like their air. It's just like that's how they are, and it just shows like it's just kind of really beautifully choreographed.
It's beautifully choreographed, and it does work for character development to show you Dr. Yang is clearly Iron Monkey. If there was any doubt in the past, doubt, now you know and Miss Claire also has his abilities.
Yeah.
So it does work for a character building situation where you go, okay, because you don't see everybody in the movie doing that. Nobody, not all other people in the movie can do that type of shit. So for character building, it does work. But I literally just rolled my eyes like, what the fuck, dude? Are you kidding me with this shit? Like I was that guy. The
artistry. You don't appreciate it. You don't appreciate my culture.
You don't appreciate Godfather. So where are we at here? I mean, like, what are we arguing here? Like, there's artists made art, different strokes. Some people like a banana fucking scotch tape to a wall. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, art is art.
They each so they gust of wind. They each jump way up in the air and catch the papers. The Iron Monkey gives away golden nuggets to various different groups of refugees. It's Robin, Iron Hood, Monkey Robin. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
he's a mythology. So in Chinese culture, it's a myth. It's like a legend. It's like like Paul Bunyan or like straight up Robin. Well, Robin Hood is also there's another version of it. There's multiple versions of Robin Hood, even in Europe. There's a guy, Alan Adale. Literally, the story of Disney's Robin Hood is more based on Alan Adale than it is about the Robin Hood,
Prince of Thieves.
The Prince of Thieves. So, but the general like robbing from the rich, that is like there's multiple versions of that, and in China they have their own, and so basically like this is a
Pablo
version
Escobar.
of that story.
Pablo Escobar did the same thing.
Yeah, I mean we all have our heroes.
Pablo Escobar, for those listeners who don't understand that reference, he would always use that moniker, the Robin Hood of Colombia. Like he would try to be like so the people would love him and protect him. And for a while it worked. But anyways, he was clearly not Robin Hood, but it was funny as shit that he would always try to use that. The governor gets a letter saying that the royal minister is coming about the Iron Monkey. The governor says that anyone that might be the monkey should be arrested. A guy giving a demonstration, the stance is monkey fist, straight to jail. Sneeze and scratch yourself, jail. Medicine with the word monkey, believe it or not, jail. All of these, straight to jail.
Straight to jail. It's pretty the whole aspect of like a mischievous monkey, like any monkey thing. They later show them all like lined up in the we'll get there, but they later show them lined up, and it's funny to see them all collected in one room.
We meet Wong, who's an asshole father, and kicks the asses of some kids who are trying to pick his pocket. He gets arrested because he's a good fighter? Question mark. I guess because that guy's a good fighter, so he might be the monkey.
You said that the Iron Monkey guy doing things that not everybody can do. All of a sudden, this guy's doing monkey like super high level kung fu. They think he's a monkey. Also, the reason
they literally say the guards looked at each other and they're like, "This guy's kung fu is really good. He might be the Iron Monkey." He's a good fighter. They literally said he's a good fighter. He might be the Iron Monkey.
Also, we have to point out the cocotazo is a multicultural international parenting move. I do want to point out that I've been on the receiving end of many a cocotazo, and that is a knock on the head, and they do that a lot in this movie. There's a lot of like
my parents didn't do that. My parents didn't do that, but I saw many kids go through that. Yeah, my parents
were exposed to the cocotazo, maybe not firsthand, but
not firsthand. My parents just used to whip me with a belt.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So let me see here. We meet Wong. Blah blah. Okay. At the courthouse, the governor orders Wong to be branded for defiance, but Iron Monkey shows up and disrupts the proceedings. Wong is eager to prove his innocence, and he fights the Iron Monkey. They're both equally great, and it ends in a tie. Yeah, it's like kissing your sister. Like monkey sister.
They also bust out the gats at this fight, right? Like there's like rifles and shit. So it's they're not even worried about crossfire. They're like pointing the guns at each other. They're just like like I just like how chaotic the whole thing is. But at a certain point in this stage, it's also like how much of it is like chess versus checkers, where they're like, I got you to come out there today, and then and then the fight that goes down. This is like a legit legendary fight. This is early Donnie Yen and like Yen doing all of this stuff on the roof and all that shit. This is highlight fight, one of the highlight fights of the movie. This is like dope work. Like everything's just banging.
I forgot to ask this in the last episode. We did Karate Kid, and we forgot to do like, what's your favorite scene?
Okay.
We forgot to do that, and that's a segment that I really want to keep doing. So
okay,
I keep that in mind when you think about this scene. Where I was at, Iron Monkey escapes. The governor is impressed by Wong's skills, and he holds his son Wong Fei Hung hostage to force Wong to help him capture the Iron Monkey within 7 days. Specific time frames. All right, here we go.
They put a deadline on it.
Sure. Wong tries to buy food, but word has already spread around town, and no one will help him or even sell to him because he fought.
ACAB for Donnie Yen now too, man. Sorry, Wong. You're ACAB now. You're part. You turned traitor. You class traitor right now.
Iron Robin Monkey Hood. He fought him, so nobody wants to deal with him. Wong eventually arrives at Dr. Yang's clinic and is taken in by Yang and Miss Orchid. I'm sorry. He doesn't suspect that Yang is the Iron Monkey because they can't even tell themselves apart. I'm sorry, that's wrong. Because that would
I was like, why the wanted poster? Do you remember the wanted poster was just this? And I was like, come on, guys.
Yeah, that's why I was like, come on, man. You guys, all right.
Also, I love the fact, we skipped over the fact that the Iron Monkey leaves a calling card, a little paper with this guy's really good at drawing monkeys. And then at one point, he's like mad at the guy and he drops an angry monkey. Like, not only have I thought ahead, I've dropped my calling card and my disappointment calling card.
I don't like this one.
I don't like this one.
Yeah. So he does that. And let me see here. Hold on. Hold on. Set the camera. All right. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So they're there and they start doing what I like to call kung fu cooking. All of the cooking,
which, by the way,
kung fu is in everything.
It should be a sign. It should be a sign when Dr. Yang comes out and starts cutting the way he's cutting. Wong should be like, you're not a regular doctor, because regular doctors can't be fucking cutting food like this. This is like he just has no surrounding, not no information, no
situational awareness, where it's like
situational awareness. He's like, this man who's a doctor, all of a sudden he sees me cutting vegetables this way, and now he can do it too. Like, that's a bit weird, because Wong have been studying martial arts for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
So
his also Wang Fei Hong, his son, becomes a legendary figure as well. It's his own myth and legend historically, but he becomes Jet Li later. Yeah.
That's at the end of the thing. Yeah. So then, with the help from Fox, Yang brings Wong's son home with him, who is sick. He's too horny. He eats too much shark fin.
He's too much shark fin.
Nope. Instead, he somehow caught the fucking plague. He was saying
they have the plague, and he's lying.
I know, but it's so funny how you could just say, like, this guy has the plague, and everybody just skedaddles. Like, everybody in the cell is like, oh, this kid's been here less time than all of us, but he caught the plague and we didn't catch the plague. Yeah, totally believable. Checks out. Cool. And it's like,
they brought the plague rat guy in. They brought the plague kid.
Yeah.
I would be like, if someone has the plague around me, I'm gonna freak out too. And I'm a medical professional.
Exactly.
I don't want to suspect it.
And then here's the thing: like, the moment that happened to me, I was like, if you guys stayed 6 feet apart and would have washed your hands more carefully, this would have never happened.
Put your Iron Monkey disguise on.
Iron Monkey mask. And you think that's why he wore that costume? He's like, not for identity purposes, but like, I don't want to catch anything.
He's a doctor, Nery. He's a doctor. He knows. He knows how masks work.
So there's a flashback to Miss Orchid losing her baby at childbirth and Mr. Wong buying her freedom. Is that what happened?
Oh wait, I think you skipped the part where there's a fight with that lady throwing logs and shit. Did you have that? I have a DVD. I watched my DVD of it. I don't know if there's different versions of it, because at this point there's a whole other fight scene with the lady with the, because there's maybe I did get to see the decapitation, because there was a thing, because there's 4 Shaolin dudes that come in and attack. Is it out of order?
Yeah, it's out of order. Yeah, this must be out of order. I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm going in order, because that lady at one point throws logs, but it's not here. It's way later.
It's not
towards
there.
The end.
Oh no! For me, for us, it's there because they introduced the Orchid backstory after she gets kind of attacked.
No, she doesn't get attacked. She's not attacked yet. She hasn't. In fact, Miss Orchid hasn't even fought yet. We technically different. Oh, interesting. We technically don't know that Miss Orchid could fight, aside from the fact that she could do the flying in the air, and that she also dresses up as Iron Monkey with him throughout the rooftops. We technically don't know that she could fight right now.
Oh, okay. So you go. I'll see if I can find where, because I guess we do have a different, entirely different structure.
There's a flashback to Miss Orchid losing a baby at childbirth, and Mr. Wong buys her freedom. And I put a question mark because I don't know if she was a slave or whatever.
She was a prostitute. She was in the brothel.
Okay,
that's why they were. There's a whole scene. So in the version I saw, the backstory is she loses the baby. He puts the baby in the basket, and then these bad dudes come in. And they fucking kick the baby basket, and they're like, "Put her back to work. It's been 9 months."
Yeah. Well,
okay,
the one I saw that kicked the basket and be like, it doesn't matter if it's better that he dies. It's less work that you miss, is what they said.
right,
And I was like,
right.
but I still didn't
because
my mind doesn't immediately go to sex worker or slave. I thought, oh, that's like a regular job, like whatever job she has, or whatever job making fucking empanadas. I'm thinking, oh, that's less.
Right.
You're gonna miss work because he just said it's less work that you have to miss, and I'm like, okay, that's fucked up. But I didn't immediately think sex worker. And then
I believe that's the what I saw.
Yeah, and then Yang comes in and gives them money and be like, this should be enough for her. And then and I was like, did he just buy her freedom, or did he just like? So my question mark was, obviously he paid for her, but did he pay for her like, hey, here's your inconvenience, take your money and get the fuck out of here, or hey, she belongs to me now? Like, that's my question mark. Like, does she belong to him now? Like, is that a thing?
I don't
know, because there was nothing else said about it. That was it. That was a flashback. That was the flashback. That's the flashback I got.
Yeah, I imagine because he pays. Oh man, I forget the word that they used in the subtitles in my version. That it's like he didn't say he was buying her freedom. He was responsible,
right? Something like that.
Something
Something of like, I'm not buying her freedom. He didn't say freedom, but that's why the question mark. I was like, question mark?
I guess he's hiring her. He's like, I'm paying off whatever debt she owes to you or whatever. Because again, this is like indentured servitude time, where you could, if you rack up enough debt, you will be a slave legally.
Sure.
And you know, like you can work it off, but you still are indentured to them in some way. I don't know. That's that. My understanding was they bought her. You know, you don't read into it. I don't understand it exactly. I don't have to understand that part of it to understand that she's indebted to him.
Right.
For her. Yeah.
I just wanted to know. I just wondered if he owned her now. I'm like, did he just buy her, or like what happened now? Or
he's a good guy. He's the Iron Monkey. He doesn't even let rich people own their money.
So a guy shows up saying that he's the royal minister and has the royal fan. That's a big deal. It's the royal fan. When the governor asks to see the official seal, the guy says that his papers are gone, and in its place is a picture of the Iron Monkey. The dude has
that's Yang pretending to be. Well, we got to be clear. That's Yang pretending to be the.
By the way,
figure.
You're saying this, but we never got a clarification of that as an audience.
The girl is dressed as a dude.
But again, we don't get clarification. I'm not doubting it. I'm saying that we never get a scene that shows them taking off the makeup and shit and be like, oh, look, we got one of it. Like, we never got it. I'm not saying you're wrong. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say you're.
Oh, I lost you. Your mic died.
No, it's just I'm gonna go ahead and say you're right, but we never saw that as an audience. We just assumed that. We're like, oh, that's just them. Okay, fine. But we never really.
They never do. Like, that's because they think we're smart enough to get it. They don't need to spoon feed us everything, Nery. They don't. They're from a different. They're just like, oh, if you don't get it, that's on you, dummy. It was a obviously fake one. Well, the point is also like it hard for me. It was a hard pivot from kicking a dead baby to suddenly like funny fake facial hair.
That's
like
a
hard tonal shift where it's like whoa.
He barges in and demands to see the books. Then so he says, oh, my niece, my daughter has better books than these and keeps better records and all this stuff there.
Right.
But here's my favorite is when he gives the guy the paper, he says, oh, my papers are gone. And in the place of his papers that has the royal seal is a picture of the Iron Monkey. And I laugh because I'm like, the dude has a you've been had business cards like Ace Ventura. He's like, you've been had by the Iron Monkey. Like, that's so fucking great to me.
Card,
like,
man.
That's so good.
And also, like, at a certain point in this exchange, well, so think about it this way. This is historical record keeping is like kind of crazy when you think about, like, that's why they used to cut heads off of people in Japan to ID I killed this guy, give me the bounty. But like I need to prove their thing. How do you prove who you are? You could just say things. So these seals that were hard to make, they were made of like metal, they were made of rare like carved stone, they were all these things that like were signature things. So if you saw something that was like official, you had to see like proof. You couldn't just get like, this is an ID card. You have to be an ID card and then stamped, because anybody who with good handwriting would do it, you know. So that was the like so that was their way of saying, "Are you legit?" And then all of a sudden he's like, "Am I legit? Of course I'm legit." Oh no, the Iron Monkey stole my legit proving thing, you know?
Right.
And then that's it. And they rob this dude literally like the Robin Hood cartoon. The rings off of his fingers. Yeah. They literally robbed this dude Robin Hood style so hard that I was like laughing because I was practically expecting him to do the Baloo thing and kiss the stones off of the ring and put them in his mouth. Like I was like, this is like a straight cartoon.
So let me get this. So they have the trial of all the guards in the governor's palace because someone let the Iron Monkey in. The new guy ordered Fox to whip the governor 30 times. The governor then offers the guy, quote, documents, aka a bribe with jewels. And he's like, "You were very smart to offer me these documents so quickly. You are too smart. You're too wise to be in such a small town." And says, "Pick any city to be the governor." Like, this guy is just preying on his ambition. His ambition. Yeah. And I want there's a part of me that wanted to do like the force choke and be like, "Don't choke on your ambition." The governor orders the warehouse to be open, so he's taking all the food that's been stolen to the people. Question mark. I don't know. We don't really see whatever. The kid steals some medicine back in the clinic. The kid steals some medicine to sell. And again, now we're back in the clinic. There's no makeup on them. They have no fake mustache. So I don't know. They're not taking it off. So I don't know how quickly that was, when that was.
Because they respect your intelligence as filmmakers, Nery.
The kid steals some medicine to sell in order to make money to help his dad. So weird because he goes, "Just pay me whatever you want." I'm like, that's not how money works. That's not how capitalism works.
Yeah,
you gotta get a cost, and then you gotta make more money than with that cost, and then that money, that profit come. I don't know.
Nothing. You stole it.
Yeah, but he literally says, "I'll pay you back," and I'm like, "Yeah, but how are you gonna pay her back if you gotta? Well, I don't know. You gotta make more money. I don't know." The pickpocketing punks come back, and the kid takes care of all of them easily with just an umbrella. So the kid's a badass. He could fight. All the younger kids ask to be taught by him, and he says, I'm not qualified to train anybody, even though I just whipped all your asses." The real royal minister comes in, and the governor asks to see the official seal. He shows it to them, and the guy is not an imposter, which means that the other guy was an imposter. Right?
Yes, Nery. Yeah, come on, man. Come on. What you need? You need to be spoon fed. You need to be
at least chopstick fed.
At least the whole fight. Dude, we're skipping over because all of these fights that go down are legit, like signature.
Well, I talk about the fights. I said the kid steals some medicine. The pickpocketing kids come back. He takes care of all of them very easily with just an umbrella. I'm talking about the fight.
The umbrella
we were going to break down the fight. We want to break down the fight. What I mean,
there is a difference, and so this kid becomes Jet Li. I will always choose the Jet Li Legend series because there's some amazing, like, again, superhero, cartoonish, like exaggerated humanity, like abilities in all of those movies. And this is like he's that character. So when you see those Jet Li movies of Legend and Legend 2 and 3, there's a whole bunch of sequels. He's also like a legendary figure in Chinese history. That kid, this is like that kid's origin story is in this movie. And then also like the umbrella is also like very culturally significant in terms of like if you watch movies like Once Upon a Time in China, you'll see like that transition into modernism is symbolized a lot by the umbrella. So it's like the kid kicking ass with the umbrella, which also like the most well-built umbrella I've ever seen in my life.
That umbrella is made of adamantium. That umbrella is
a
vibranium umbrella. It
is great. We skipped the part. Also, he wakes up with childhood trauma of getting beat up by his dad. he's like, don't hit me, or whatever it was. And I was like, ooh, that's an interesting generational take. That's just an interesting thing. And also, at some point, they're making kid soup to get him better. Do you remember? We skipped over that part where he's in like a bucket of where they have like herbs and spices in there with him.
Yeah. They do the Looney Tunes. They're cooking the rabbit as is. Like, oh, it's a bubble bath. It's a bubble bath. It's like, it's a hot. It's like what?
There's so many cool visual things that are like plot wise.
This is why I recommend from here on out to the listeners, I recommended this right before we went on air, that from now on we each write the plot or the summary to the movies that we recommend, because the things that are important to you, I couldn't care less about. I didn't like him being cooked. Until you brought it up, I go, he was being cooked like a Looney Tunes cartoon. But I never thought, like, as I'm watching the movie, I didn't think about it. Until you said
thought about it just because I thought it was like a funny thing to bring up how visually they make a kid soup.
I was like, oh, he's giving him a bath. I put, like, it wasn't until you said it the way you said it, I'm like, yes, they were. Like, now he was literally being cooked like Bugs Bunny. Like, okay. Yeah. All right.
They make kids soup. Anyway, so then the fight that goes down with that guy, the real guy comes with an entourage, which I always thought was funny. It was like, oh, yeah, this is the guy. I got, like immediately. I don't need to see a seal. This guy's got staff, What?
Right.
No,
good. No, I just wanted to make sure. All right. So are we okay? Because the real minister comes in. Dr. Yang is teaching the kid and says that he likes teaching him. And he tells Miss Orchid, as Miss Orchid is like practicing, whatever, as the kid is practicing, Miss Orchid comes in and he tells Miss Orchid, he says, oh, you like teaching him. And he says, he reminds me of myself when I was younger. And then Miss Orchid, out of fucking nowhere, replies with, before they murdered your father? What kind of shit is that? Like, that's so heavy-handed. That goes from not force feeding me to like beating me outside the head with it. It goes like, oh, the kid reminds me of me when I was younger. Oh, before they murdered your father? Or like, why bring that up, mister? Why?
We got to get the exposition out quick, and Nery. There's fighting to go down.
Let me finish. So then he says, Miss Orchid replies with, before they murdered your father? And I was like, what the fuck? Jesus exposition much? When he was younger? The boy is very talented. You can't bring back your father. Jesus, man. Are they having two separate conversations? They're having two separate conversations. He was like, oh, the kid is very good. He's like, nothing you do could bring back your father. I was like, oh my
It's like
God,
therapy.
man.
Like, hey, stop trying to deflect. All right. We get it. It's about your dad. He's like, no, I'm just trying to teach this kid. We get it. Your dad.
Credit. I'm giving this kid credit for he's good. This kid is good.
Yeah.
Or like your father never told you were. Like, oh my God, Jesus.
Ugh. Calm down, Miss Orchid.
The royal minister takes. That's it. That scene ended that way.
Yeah.
Like there was no like dissolve. There was no like, and then immediately the royal minister takes all of the 9 wives of the governor He takes all of the governor.
That's what they do, man. That's what they can do.
And
take your ladies.
He says there were my 9 wives, which I thought was hilarious. That was a funny scene. He's just like walking into the sun, like kicking, like literally kicking rocks, and they're going. The Iron Monkey walks into a trap and beats up 2 of the minister's lackeys. As he's leaving, the minister jumps out and hits him with the poison Buddha palm. Says he won't last 30 minutes before the poison kills him. And he says, as Iron Monkey is fleeing, he trips an alarm that Wong had set up. Wong, on a rooftop cooking, starts fighting the royal minister. Wong knows him as the quote Shaolin traitor, and the Shaolin traitor says, I'm the royal minister Hing Hung now. He betrayed the Shaolin to become the emperor's henchman, and Hing Hung says, hey bro, a motherfucker's got to eat. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a direct quote. I'm pretty
That's
sure
what it said in the subtitles. Yeah.
That was what it says in the
Motherfuckers
subtitles.
gotta eat. Yeah.
They fight, which that fight was dope as fuck. That they have like both of these fights were really good. Wong fighting the 2 lackey. I'm not Wong. The Iron Monkey fighting the 2 monkeys.
The lady with
lackeys.
the
and
the guy. Everyone who has a weird facial scar is a badass. Apparently, in this movie.
Well, that's what I call the lackeys. I'm like, so the 2 lackeys.
Yeah.
That fight was super dope because he was like, oh, okay, here we go. And then he gets caught by the Buddha palm, which I don't know if you know this.
I wrote in my notes for the Iron Monkey, these hands bisexual. Anyone can take him. He's beating the shit out of that lady too. They're kicking all kinds of ass. He's like, I don't give a fuck,
Yeah.
But so he get the palm.
He gets the palm. And he's like, I got the Buddha paw. Which, oddly enough, this is actually the origin story of how Tiger Bomb got started.
That's right.
This is how they make. This is how they make Tiger Bomb. This is how they make Tiger Bomb. Iron Monkey shows up to the clinic. He's hurt. He's either been eating too much shark fin and is too horny, or he's been hit with the Buddha palm. It's one of those two. I'm pretty sure
two things can be true, Nery. Two things can be true at the same time. I mean,
Miss Orchid puts acupuncture needles to release the poison blood. Wong gets to the clinic and learns that Yang is the Iron Monkey. What?
I will say, I do want to go back. Last episode, we asked, is a bitch slap a proper kung fu technique? I think the Buddha palm shows that it is. A bitch slap is a.
This is more than a bitch slap. This is more than a bitch slap. This is not. This is because a bitch slap is like a motion of slapping. This is more like ha. It's just like just like
he got it. We used to do that in high school with like if you could catch somebody and you give them the handprint, like if you could do like a full splat and then you leave the handprint on somebody as like this is what we used to do in football, where like because we were all dumb boys trying to hurt each other and like we don't know how to express emotions, and we would just try to like hit each other in the nuts and stuff like that.
I wonder how many of you guys. I wonder how many of you guys came out as gay later on.
At least one, I know for sure.
I know
one. I know.
I'm sure. Like it's like I can't. I have repressed feelings.
But we used to try. Like it's happened to me, and I've seen it happen to other people. I've done it to other people where you hit and you leave the handprint. And I saw it on the guy's back, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. We used to do that shit too." And you'd leave. Like, the goal was to leave the handprint.
The fact that Wong is so shocked that Yang is Iron Monkey is just like hilarious. I was just like, you are really bad at this detective work shit. Like you are really bad. Like it's just you're one of those like he's great at what he does, but he's only great at what he does. Like he's not great at anything else.
What?
Like,
like
what? Like, I'm a master at kung fu. Do I need to know anything else? Like maybe.
I mean,
Yang tells Wong of how his dad worked as a courtier. Who exposes the guy who takes the messages. I guess I don't know.
No. That's a courier. A courtier is it's like he works in the royalty. Works in the king's court or whatever. Right. You know, like that's what a courtier is.
All right, so he's a clerk. All right, so his dad worked as a clerk who exposed his corrupt colleagues to the governor, but the governor knew all along. That was the night my dad didn't return home. Says maybe one day we'll have honest officials and the Iron Monkey can retire. And this whole time I was like, this fucking Chris Nolan took this shit from fucking this movie. Like he's just straight up stole this shit where Batman's like, one day if we get a white knight, we don't. Batman doesn't have like this is such a Batman fucking phrase, and I'm like,
it's Batman coded. Yeah.
Like,
well, he's a Batman. This is a Batman character, like figure.
Oh yeah, but a Batman before, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that whole thing of like that scene, because in the Tim Burton Batman, we never saw Batman say like, one day I hope to retire, one day I hope Gotham doesn't need me. And in the comic books, I'm sure that it was said prior to that, but in the Tim Burton movies, they did it. But Chris Nolan Batman was so heavy with the message of like, I don't want to be Batman, I just do this because I have to, I don't want to, I'm the hero that the city needs and shit. And
I overcommitted. I don't know how not. I'm a workaholic. Please, I need therapy. My dad died.
My dad died. Martha, why'd you say that name? Why'd you say that name?
It's literally Batman. It's literally
that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why that was my note. I was like, wow. I'm like, dude, Chris Nolan stole this shit, man. What a fucking thing.
Iron Monkey is Batman.
All right, so he says, okay, so Hing Hung orders his men to search the town for Iron Monkey and for Wong, but Fox gets to the clinic first to warn Orchid. So now has Fox known about Iron Monkey the whole time?
I think it alludes to the fact that they're like I suspected you. You know, like it's like, hey, you know, you've always been.
So
you know,
the way I saw it, I was like, why is Wong? Because he goes, oh, I came here to warn you first, and I was like, why is he going to the doctor to warn him first? And then I thought, oh, maybe he suspected that Wong would be there because he would need medical attention, and he knows Wong.
That's fair. Yeah.
So I thought that, but then I went to Wikipedia, and Wikipedia says that Fox has known about Iron Monkey, about Dr. Yang's the whole time. I was like, oh, okay. I did not get that, but okay. But also, it's possible, it's plausible, but it's not. I don't. Okay.
It's like a big reveal, but the reveal was like not obvious enough. So it's like, I knew the whole time. I've known the whole time. You know,
right?
Like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's what he says. A strong man. This is, and then he has a goodbye scene with his son. Wong has a goodbye scene with his son, which made me laugh, and it wasn't supposed to, but it made me laugh.
It did. Yeah. But we held hands. You held my hand.
But we held my hands. A strong man sheds blood before he sheds tears, and I was like, "Fucking bar, son. That's a bar, son." And then he turns away. And Wong himself is about to cry, and I'm like, somebody's gay. Somebody has pent up.
He just said somebody is a weird teenager in a locker room right now.
Somebody's struggling. Somebody's putting Buddha palms all over his fucking co-worker's body.
But it is funny how like this movie, bro. Tell me this isn't a Mike coded movie. This is 100% a Mike movie. It's got breaking down toxic masculinity. It's got weird medical things. Also fighting poison with poison when he goes to try to take the poison.
Yeah, so weird.
Medically inaccurate.
Medically.
Not
that's why I was like, Mike should have a problem with this. If Mike had a problem, with how Batman fixed his back, he should have a problem with this. This is not ideal.
This is the ideal. Batman spine. I'm telling you, dude, something that's so wrong.
I wonder if Chris Nolan watched this. I wonder if Chris Nolan watched this movie before he fucking wrote this. Before he wrote Batman Begins. The royal minister's monks. This is where we get the thing. So the royal minister monks break the door in, and Miss Orchid.
Oh wait, no, I had a note because he goes when he's talking to his son about like how a man should be. It's basically just the lyrics to the "I'll Make a Man Out of You" from Mulan. He's as strong as a coursing river, as mysterious as the moon. You know what I mean? Like he's got the lyrics down. I see where it comes from. I was like, hey, this is coherent. This is pretty consistent of what makes a man. I think it's pretty good.
The royal minister's monks break the door into the clinic, and Miss Orchid whoops their ass. Is it in the best fight scene of the fucking movie so far? I put in parentheses so far. She's beating all four men by herself until she gets sleeping powder thrown at her. And I love the fact that the caption said sleeping powder because I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It wasn't a blood sport situation where they crushed up pills and you go, what is that? I don't know what that is, right? Yeah. Then the Wong kid comes out to defend her. The kid finishes all four monks off, even breaking.
They showed him training.
Yeah, even breaks the canister of sleeping powder on one of the people, on one of the.
He's like, nah. He blocks it with the staff. It fits.
It's a Looney Tunes. It's a Looney Tunes move, dude. It's
amazing. And he's like,
move.
Do your own.
It's literally putting your finger in the rifle and the fucking rifle blowing up. This is what that is.
This is it should have literally gone. You know, like it should have done that.
Yeah.
Also, in this fight scene where she's a badass. She slit a motherfucker's throat.
Yes.
Did you see it? Like I think that's the decapitation that I thought I saw, but it was literally like that she like at a certain because that's like the most brutal thing that's happened so far, and and it's literally like this. All of a sudden she's like da 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 da, and I was like, wait, what? What was this?
Then
straight up killed him.
Then the old witch lackey comes in and puts the kid down.
Yeah.
She's really good. Apparently, we didn't know that because the Iron Monkey made fast work of her last time. But this whole fight scene was dope. That whole fight scene was dope with the kid, with the Miss Orchid. That whole fight scene was like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, this is the best fight scene in the movie.
ACAB includes anyone with weird facial scars. Fuck all those people.
Iron Monkey and Wong also wearing the Iron Monkey costume, break into the governor's residence to rescue the kid and defeat Hing Hong's men and monks. They have a final confrontation with Hing Hong on top of burning wooden poles.
Yeah.
Solid move. After this intense fight, Iron Monkey and Wong defeat Hing Hong and knock him. They have to use like double team. They have to, which I love the work. I love the fact that they worked in like tandem because they've never practiced with each other. They fought each other one other time before, and they're like, we know each other's moves.
So good. This is my favorite. This
together. They did cook together.
Say that again.
So
you cut out for a second.
You got me? Is it better?
No, you. Yeah, now you're back. What did you say?
Okay. I said that they've never practiced together, but they had one fight together. And I go, but they did cook together, so they do know each other intimately because cooking is very intimate.
Very intimate. Very intimate. I love this climax. It builds because the fight before connects, and everything has been like ramping up to this moment, and also the technicality of what's happening here, where there's no floor. So everything is on wires and everything is done with, and I think this is like the like prime example. Like if we're going to talk about this as a review of a KickFlix movie, for me, showing like the fight choreography and is one thing, but also like the shooting of it, and the technicality and all this stuff. This fight scene is, there's fire. There's fabrics being shot because of the guy's sleeves. There's chains. There's all kinds of stuff. So the wires would have to be controlled and accounted for in some way. There's like, it ramps up. The action's super intense. And I was just watching. At a certain point, I stopped taking notes because I was like, man, I love this fight, man. This is good because it really ramps up the action. And then this is like the Avengers climactic battle. So you see all of their powers to like the max, right? So you see everybody like finally using all their powers and working as a team, doing like the cool thing where they kick each other's feet so that they can go higher and all that shit. Like, and then they have this big ass fight and they take him down by working together while everything's burning. And they straight up like murder this man with a pole to the face. And like,
I don't know if it's murder. I think it's more of self-defense, really, because the guy was he was gonna kill the kid, and like it's kind of like
martial arts, murder, self-defense only. Yes,
legally classified.
We should all. Kung fu is
everything is kung fu.
Everything is kung fu.
Shawn Mike.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I love this fight, man. I really do. Like this is I love this movie. We'll finish. We'll finish the.
Let's see here. After the intense fight, Iron Monkey and Wong defeat Hing Hong and knock him down into the inferno below. At the end of the film, the protagonists learn that a new governor has taken office, and they hope that he will be a good official. The Wongs leave town for Foshan while Yang and Orchid see them off. Fox says that he would like to visit the Wongs, but that he is too busy, quote, trying to catch the Iron Monkey. And he kind of gives him a wink. And I was like, all right, it's weird.
He gets an ACAB break here. He's like, all right, I see you get bringing the system down from the inside. I see you.
I think Fox has been the unseen hero the whole time, man. This guy's been
right. Yeah.
He's been like, look, man, I got to do what I got to do, but I'm trying to like do as little as possible, like from the inside.
I'm trying to do right. Well, also he goes. It's like, oh, I hope that he's a good official, so I don't have to kill another one. You know, like
because call me Luigi, motherfucker, because I would.
I'll take a CEO down.
I would take. I will do what I gotta do. You know,
I will. Not only that, like I don't know if you have anything else in the.
I said after the screen caption and after they got off the screen, there's a caption that said Orchid, Yang and Orchid are married. I thought they were married already. That's what threw me off.
That's their a working relationship. They say it now with this.
But they gave each other these
actually
looks.
Express their love. Looks. This is a Jim and Pam situation.
They work together. That would make sense because once you're married, you don't give each other those looks anymore. That actually does make sense now. Now you say it,
Yeah,
that does make sense.
And now they're married. And now they just kind of look at each other.
Now they barely glance at each other.
And then the cameraman from the documentary that follows them around gets a little too close, so we all feel weird about it.
Yeah, a little weird, and then we wish that wouldn't have happened, but whatever. So they're married. Wang Fei Hung, inspired by his father and the Iron Monkey, later becomes a hero amongst the Chinese and restores honor to the Shaolin Monastery.
Yes, that's the he comes back and he takes a.
Is there an Iron Monkey too, by the way?
There is an Iron Monkey too. It's Donnie Yen comes back, but I don't remember. I've never seen it actually because I don't want to see I don't want to taint this one. You know what I mean? Like the first Man is
but
good.
It doesn't work that way. You can still love. You can still love what the original without. That's when people go like, "Oh, this remake that was made 30 years after the movie that I love is gonna hurt the movie that I." No, it's not. The movie that you love is still there. The movie that you love is still there. It's still fine. You're good.
Yeah, the Iron Monkey 2 fights a deadly assassin named Tiger Yu and teaming a band of insurrectionists battling a malevolent gang of weapons smugglers.
Iron Monkey 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo. Billy Chow. Oh, he's in Fist of Legend. He's great too. A lot of these guys are in the same movie, so sometimes they're like, I'm like, oh, that's that movie? Oh shit, okay.
So has the Iron Monkey done any other movie that I would know of? Let me rephrase that because I'm sure he's done.
Yeah. He's done it. The actor Rongguang Yu is the Dr. Yang, and he's been in. Oh, he was in Shanghai Noon, but they never fought. Oh, he's the bad guy in Karate Kid. He's the fucking
Red
Dragon.
That's him. Yes, great.
Yeah. Oh man, yes.
This is the tie-in, Mike. This is why you make this movie. This is why you make this choice. You're so dumb. You had it in you. You had it. You had it at the palm of your hand.
I forgot.
This was a connection to the audience. We were looking for reasons like how do we daisy chain? How do we connect one movie to the next movie? How do we pick this movie? And then Mike just randomly picks the Iron Monkey, and he had it there the whole time. The fucking protagonist of Iron Monkey, the movie he picked, is the fucking nemesis in the movie that I picked.
The bad guy. Which now we have to pick a movie where Donnie Yen is the bad guy. But for real, man, that's so funny. I had completely forgotten that that's him. This movie has a special place in my heart. I will always love it. I will watch Iron Monkey 2 eventually, I guess, if I want to, but like if it comes up, but it's not something I've actively sought out because this movie then made me go watch all of the other Yen Wu Ping stuff. And then there's all of the Jet Li stuff, and then you know, like this movie was like almost as important as Rumble in the Bronx. Rumble in the Bronx was like I didn't watch this in 1993.
Rumble in the Bronx was very pivotal for Western audiences because that was the introduction to America.
For me as well. I like that's when I went
back. Yeah, you were in America.
Looking,
you were in America.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, but I went back and I started trying to find as many things.
He's the introduction to America, and you're like, and me, you're like, yes, bro, yeah, you're in America.
Well, you know how some people are into like I felt I can hipster a little bit the anime thing because I was watching anime before Toonami, like that whole and then anime got more popular, but you had to really struggle to go see. You had to go looking for stuff from international things. And I guess if you're like horror fan or like any genre fan, like Kung Fu fan, you have to really go searching for things because and this was a thing that like I imagine when people find like when Rumble in the Bronx finally came out here, there was a lot of people who felt a little bit of hipstery about like I've been watching Jackie Chan since the 70s, blah blah blah. And for me, I was all like I found it later. So it's like, oh, but I still love it because then it started the whole because that's when I was studying martial arts and I was doing all of my the Jeet Kune Do, the Bruce Lee stuff. I got really into all of the philosophy things and I got really into the history. So it was like this opened a different aspect of my brain, like these movies, because it was like right after Rumble in the Bronx, I saw this movie. Someone was like, oh, go watch Iron Monkey. And I was like, oh, this is dope. And it like the wire works. I'm like, this is great. So this movie is, I would say, my like I don't want to say signature KickFlix movie, but it is my perfect kung fu movie. It's got, everything. It has ninjas, which is a Japanese thing, but it has Chinese ninjas. It has super cool fight choreography. It has the story is super fast and efficient. There's none of this. But let's just show.
It's too efficient. It's too. There's no. They don't use in writing. They don't use what's equivalently known as transitional devices. They're like, hey, look at that kid. Like before your dad died, you're like, whoa, what the fuck, man.
And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, like your dad died. Yeah, I see it. All right, good. Let's get to the fight.
Yeah, I'm like,
get to the thing.
Okay.
The third act does slow down a little bit when everybody's heard and everything. There's a lot of conversation. There's a lot of talking. Blah blah blah. And then it starts to ramp up again to get to the climax at the end of the movie.
All right, we got to get going because I got a show in 20 minutes, so we got to get going.
Yeah.
All right. So, favorite scene in the movie?
I still have that love for the papers scene just because of how I think it's like a beautiful example of like what you can do. So I really do like, and it shows the relationship of both of them, exposition through action, and I really do love that movie. That last fight scene is fucking baller, though. I really like that too. But my favorite is the papers.
My favorite scene is the fight with Miss Orchid and the four guys with the sleeping powder, and then the sun comes in. That's my favorite. That would be my favorite scene.
Solid.
That would be my favorite scene. What is your rating of this? What is your KickFlix rating of this movie?
5 cocotazos out of 5, man. It is my perfect kung fu movie. I love this thing. Entirely watchable, of an era, very signature style, and really, really like elite level people in it, and just all around solid all the way around.
Hold on, I got a call. Hold on.
Complete package. Oh, but yeah. Quick, he's gone. He's gone. Oh, I don't want people to hear his conversations. Let's mute him so he has some privacy. Hey, everybody. Now that it's just us, go watch Iron Monkey. Go watch this movie. And in the future, when we suggest movies, we want people in the chat. You can follow us at KickFlix Pod on all social media platforms, at Mike Mercadal, and then you can go to at Nery Saenz. And I'm just doing plugs. Okay, let me take you out. Okay. You can follow at Nery Saenz, at Mike Mercadal. We can follow. We are on the GeekBro net on YouTube, and on Facebook and all that stuff. You can follow us that way. You can join us in the conversation and tell us your favorite scenes. You can join us in the conversation and dispute with us whether or not you think the exposition is too fast. You can also join us to tell us which movies we should be watching. We want to hear that. So if you go to, let's see, where's the, how do I put the thing on there? KickFlix. You know what? We'll do it on... Sure. Send it to WooBroPod, because that's our other podcast that you can go check out. WooBroPod at gmail.com. And you can send us your suggestions for movies that you would like us to cover, that you love, and give us a little rundown as to why. And you can do that online. You can also follow us on social media. Let me think of anything else. My favorite KickFlix movies. You can also go back and watch the episodes we've already done. And you can with the previous season of KickFlix, and then this is a new season. I'm rambling now at this point. I don't know. Maybe we should cut this out. Nery, if you're seeing this later in the future, cut this out if you want. But at a certain point in this movie, I remember I used to watch this movie, and when I was studying martial arts, and I remember there was a moment where I truly believed that some of these moves were possible. I wanted to do the grippy hand strength things. I wanted to do the eagle claw thing that lady did, but she was like ripping the wood off the stuff. I will say, did not work. I hurt my hand. There's a lot of these skills that I would have liked to have learned, but I couldn't do it. I wasn't able to do the no shadow kick. I am able to do a cocotazo though. Cocotazo is el coco is the head, right? And then hitting it, you do the knock. That's a very common technique. Well, I guess Nery's gone. We'll end the show. His rating and ranking will be posted online. Follow us on social media. Thank you all for watching, and follow us on our social media. Go watch Iron Monkey. You can find it for rent on Amazon Prime. And thank you everybody for watching. And don't forget to enjoy your KickFlix. KickFlix. Yeah.